We're going to. You ready to start this game?
I'm ready.
All right.
I'm so ready.
3, 2, 1.
Okay, Mastastealth versus PoisonGloom. Mastastealth to the northwest in blue, PoisonGloom to the southeast in green.
All right, and Mastastealth has not taken a tier 3. He's taken, excuse me, Sniper Balloon and Mines, which is an interesting choice.
Yeah, Master's he was in my stream the other day. He doesn't like using tier 3s basically. He's tried experimenting with them in the latest patch, but he really prefers to just go with tier 2s and go more aggressive styles.
Yeah, look at that. 5 farm into Squirrel Warren. PoisonGloom. We'll see how PoisonGloom responds to this.
Spoiler alert though, this game isn't going to be aggressive.
Oh dear. Don't spoil it too much.
I'm not.
Alright.
That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. It's fine.
PoisonGloom going 6 farm. Yeah.
5 farm Warren, and PoisonGloom goes to 6 farm Warren.
PoisonGloom dying. Oh, Mastastealth's grabbing a base here. He doesn't have turrets. He's got a Sniper Balloon. But I don't think, turrets are the best thing to, get some early aggression there with that. PoisonGloom does die at a crucial moment. Mastastealth maybe a mistake there.
He loses squirrels.
Squirrels die. And a mole. Mastastealth has put down a mole there. If he had turrets here, possibly a game over. But and just trying to put down anything to waste time. But I think he's gonna have to abandon this base.
PoisonGloom focuses that mole and make sure it doesn't get up.
There goes that base. Okay. It's gone.
Ooh, PoisonGloom's building a Sniper Balloon. That's a really well placed Sniper Balloon. This can stop Master from really pushing into his base at all.
Yeah, taking off those hidden parts down there. Mastastealth does have Hawks, so PoisonGloom's base is possibly can get taken out by Hawks on that ledge there if he drags them around correctly.
Mastastealth building some mines outside of his base on that road there. Okay.
Alright, PoisonGloom has a lot more military structures. Both players about even on economy. PoisonGloom is getting a little bit ahead. A little bit more quickly. So Mastastealth trying to decide whether he should put down a balloon or not. So he's got 2 mines down on the field right now. Pretty well placed.
PoisonGloom's bringing out chameleons.
Ooh, we haven't seen those yet.
No. We haven't seen them at all this tournament. Compared to last tournament where we saw them quite a little bit.
When they were extremely buffed.
Yeah. Just a little bit strong.
Just a little bit.
People liked them. They weren't overused. Master gonna build skunks to deal with the tier 1s.
And more mines. Both players kind of turtling up here, kind of building up their economy. Maybe if Mastastealth had seen that, and built so many mines, seeing that both players are kind of turtling up. Mastastealth will have the advantage in windmills if the game goes that long. I think he's got more closer to his base if you look at that mini-map. Whereas PoisonGloom is going to have to reach real hard to try and get something else once these bases are fully filled out.
Mastastealth definitely has he has mines in addition to the Sniper Balloon, so if he can extend his border out a little bit, he can maybe stop PoisonGloom from expanding outside of this valley.
Yeah. And remember that the units can be sold, so you can sell all those mines if he wants to, and kind of keep creeping his line forward. Here comes the first engagement.
Yep, he's going to bring his units forward, but Mastastealth already has 2 skunks out.
Ooh, and that Sniper Balloon not even getting down.
The chameleons though! Ooh. The chameleons evened out that fight fairly well, so that Master only has like a couple of units left.
Yeah, both players about equal army value. PoisonGloom selling the chameleons and putting down Badger Warren and also Hawks. So we'll see if we'll see another Badger. Another hero Badger.
Oh, I do like the hero badges. It's always nice seeing tier 3s pull their weight.
I mean, see, we've seen this a couple of times from Mastastealth. He puts down a sniper balloon and then puts some mines in front of it. So if you try and attack the sniper balloon, you either get taken out by the balloon or your units get taken out by the mines, which is smart because, you know, if I were a player, I would try and attack the balloons with the tier 1 shield, Hawks behind. So the tier 1s will get taken out by the mines and the sniper balloon can just focus on the Hawks.
It's a good strategy.
PoisonGloom
does sell his chameleons. He sold them a bit earlier in favor of the falcons there.
And
now Badger is going to come
Yeah,
out.
he put down a Badger with that money as well. More Hawks.
Badger's out.
Yep.
Okay. So let's look at army value quickly.
Yeah.
PoisonGloom has got a fairly good lead in army value.
Yeah, I think it's that
But
Badger
it's worth
coming
noting.
out.
Yeah, it's worth noting that Master has those sniper balloons though, so if they fight underneath these sniper balloons, I think it's going to be a really even fight.
Yeah.
He takes out that sniper balloon really quickly with that burst damage. Here we go, here comes the Badger.
Ooh, and it's going down pretty fast. It's at 15,
It's standing
10
in
health,
that gas.
4 health.
It's standing in the gas.
Oh, 1 health! Oh,
Oh.
wow, so it stayed alive
Takes
for
down
a
everything,
long
though.
time. Jeez.
Yeah.
With its final breath, saying, "Come on, Toad, you can finish them off for me." And then dies. How tragic. We've seen some excellent Badger play. Of course, Badgers can move and shoot now, so they're getting wound up much more consistently. And Mastastealth is selling
Very
a lot
interesting.
of his units. Only on
He's going
6
to
farms.
completely
So,
reconsider his strategy, but he's not got very many farms, has he?
yeah, both
I
players.
believe it's PoisonGloom.
Players kind of slowing down a little bit, realizing, oh, I have to keep expanding. And PoisonGloom's going to run into problems after he builds these last 3 farms. Whereas Mastastealth has plenty of options.
Yeah. PoisonGloom's going to have to aggressively expand if he wants to stay in this game for much longer. That Badger can't go up. It can't go up right now because he doesn't have enough food. But if you look at army value, he's still got double the army value of Master because Master spent it all in those sniper balloons.
Oh, yeah.
PoisonGloom
Don't let those Hawks
notices
die.
this little opening though.
Oof.
Notices the little opening and he starts poking. Oh, but it's in range of those snipers.
Just barely, so that's excellent. A good placement, or maybe lucky placement, of those sniper balloons. You know, dual sniper balloons taking out whatever comes to attack in that corner.
So PoisonGloom's going to go with a lot of falcons here. 6 falcons going up.
And he sold that Badger War and maybe realizing that he can't sustain that kind of army on just 8 farms. Oh, is he going to buy the
PoisonGloom's going to
space?
take the space to the north.
Oh, he is. Oh, that's going to be
Ooh.
good. Because if
Master does know about that base. He does know that exists. He scouted it.
But if he runs his units up there, he's going to either get cut in half by PoisonGloom's army, or he's going to lose his base, because that's a long way to trek, especially now that your main base isn't your main source of production anymore.
That's a good base to take. And Master's going in with a little hit to the side. This windmill doesn't really mean anything, honestly. It's not farming, so it's not too big of a deal. And PoisonGloom just completely ignores those falcons. Takes advantage of the fact that his army's away. And pokes a bit, but loses a lot to those sniper balloons.
Alright, again.
Now he's going to bring in the rest of his army.
Yep. The squirrel's really serving as a shield while that sniper balloon picks away at those hawks.
PoisonGloom does lose his entire army. Now on 6 farms, that's an expensive army to rebuild.
Yeah, 6 farms to 6. Mastastealth just now building the other 2. Slowly pushing forward his balloon line. We'll see if he sells this one. So both players, you know, not quite enough economy to push this game along to some of the pace that we've seen in some of the other ones, but definitely trying to use their units as effectively as they can. This is Mastastealth kind of putting up a screen of balloons. PoisonGloom, you know, trying time and time again to try and push past and not have any success yet. So a tense match as both players try and figure out how they're going to crack the other.
Yeah. Neither player really has that many counter options, so it's going to be tough to break through each player's defensive line. Has Mastastealth scouted this base to the north yet? I don't think he has. Oh, he's going to scout it now.
Now he's seen it.
Okay, he's seen it. Does he start? He starts bringing his units over. He starts bringing his army over.
Oh, and
He
PoisonGloom
decides
seeing...
against it. It looks like.
Oh, that was close. If he'd done that engagement, you know, those toads might have taken out a lot of squirrels. That might have been an even engagement for both of them. But PoisonGloom is going to shift all of his production up north, putting down 2 more sniper balloons.
Ooh. And PoisonGloom's got a nice advantage in econ now, and maybe you can build a lot more units than Master has.
Yeah, maybe it could be the beginning of the end. See if he can keep this advantage, or whether Mastastealth drags his hawks around. I mean, here comes the engagement. Toads.
Oh
down
wow!
A lot of squirrels.
Oh, Gloom loses almost all of his units there, but he keeps a falcon.
Oh,
Alright,
those falcons
and
just
that's sniper balloon.
exploding. 2 at once. Falcon's a little bit too far ahead of the squirrels, unfortunately.
Master decides to build some skunks.
I don't know if that's a smart idea at this point, considering how many hawks PoisonGloom has.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe a little bit of help against the toads, but there's only 3 toads out on the field.
I think that was a little bit of a misplay, but Mastastealth does take that little base right near his southern expansion. He really needs that. He needs to keep up on the econ. His farms are almost dead.
Yeah, 13 to 6 farms. A larger army at this point. Ooh, and those skunks just getting taken out, just serving as a little bit of a meat shield. But PoisonGloom does lose all of his hawks.
Skunks are a nice meat shield against those toads, because toads just focus on skunks. Look how many sniper wins PoisonGloom has defending that base though.
Wow. All in a cluster, helping each other out.
Looks like PoisonGloom wants to move a lot of his production up north as well. His unit production. There he goes, another fight. Those falcons get caught off a little bit. Master loses a lot of his army there. Or a lot of his falcons at least.
And this is a tough spot to be in, because PoisonGloom wants to protect that expansion to the north, but he knows that he can't let Mastastealth keep building up his economy in this middle base here.
Oh, he's going to try and poke it down.
Still,
He can't, because Master has a really strong army against falcons with all those squirrels there.
yeah, still 10 farms to 7. Both
So
players,
I think,
both players sitting out here,
yeah,
waiting for their units to finish, talking amongst each other.
PoisonGloom just needs to build up a bigger army of anything really. He could build squirrels here now that Mastastealth has not got his skunks anymore. And
PoisonGloom is on 300 food right now. To be able to replace his army. Those toads going in. Not quite enough. But that balloon
those
is gonna go
toads
down.
break through that line though.
Hawks are gonna come out ahead here.
Then the falcons just take out all the enemy falcons. Ooh. Oh, and he does take down that expansion.
Mastastealth is only on 2 farms now. PoisonGloom's still on 8. He's got that fully functioning base. And that 300 food went all into attacking this balloon.
Oh no.
He does take
Oh,
it
he
out,
does
though.
burst it down in time, okay.
And
Sniper
more
balloons don't have
balloons
much
out.
health.
Yeah. And I think PoisonGloom is pulling very far ahead here. Mastastealth has to think quickly. I mean, I don't know what he can do at this point. He's losing the center of the map. There are sniper balloons, you know, blocking it off, and lots of toads. So he doesn't have enough economy to hawks back in the air, so he's got to rely on tier 1s, and those toads are just going to wipe out all those squirrels as they come out.
Definitely. It's going to be really tough for Master to end this game. Now that PoisonGloom has taken the center of the map, he can't expand anymore. He can't take that, retake that base. He's He's got to find some way to build up an army and win now. Ooh, he's going to try and use this one singular falcon to hopefully do a backdoor on this base.
He's gonna die.
It looks like he's going to die to sniper balloons.
Oh.
He does. And that army gets caught out.
Yeah. Trapped in a corner, and everyone in that dies. And that's GG. So PoisonGloom, in a long back and forth match, taking that final fight. I think, controlling that center lamp, that one last engagement where he had 4 Hawks survive, and taking down that sniper balloon was really important to winning that game.
Really hard fought win there.
Well, that was the last match we had for you guys. I think definitely my favorite parts of this past week have been the heavy use of Badgers. Having them, move and shoot is enabling them to, wander around the field fully wound up. But I think it's also important to point out that we saw a really interesting new use of owls today.
Yeah, with Chu using those owls as more of like a meat shield that then explodes and drops a whole load of DPS and more bodies that need to be taken care of down on the ground.
I mean, of course, then you
Really
don't have
interesting
that long-term benefit of having lots of mice out, but if you're gonna push through and win the game right then, it doesn't really matter.
Exactly. So I'm really interested to see how Chu does going forward in the tournament as a new player, and the same with Fox Saves as well. Another new player that has shown promise, and I'm looking forward to seeing how they develop in this tournament.
Very smart in reading the maps and realizing what the best play to do at that particular moment is.
Definitely. And well, I'm sure you're all aware we couldn't show every replay that was played over the past week. We had a lot of good games, really tough to pick out, but we're hoping that these games were satisfactory for you all. It's a really exciting game, some of these ones.
Yeah, and if you'd like to watch the ones that we couldn't show here, all of them are available on the Challenge Tournament website, which you can see. There's a link in the description below. In the Matches tab, each match that has a blue number next to it has all of the replays right there that you can download and watch in your game whenever you want.
Indeed.
Well, that's... oh, yeah.
That was it.
All right. Yeah, so I think that's all we've got for you for this week. Tune in next week when we'll go over the highlights from Week 2. And, of course, Week 3 highlights the week after that. And then the week after that is the finals. So we'll see how this tournament develops. There's a lot of cards that haven't been played yet. Jurgobot hasn't played yet. Xeno Coop hasn't played yet. So I'm interested to see how those players will come and shape the field. But for now,
Definitely.
Yeah. Any final thoughts on the games we watched today or the tournament so far, Hunter?
Mostly just I've been really surprised with how quickly the new players have developed into really strong competitive players, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how they do when it comes down to it. Hopefully to see some of them in the finals. Yeah.
And I'm excited about the diversity of unit compositions we've seen. Last tournament was a lot of squirrel balls, but now we're seeing games go to tier 3 and,
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, we're seeing rushes, but also longer play.
Yep.
All right, well, for this week, my name is Captain Fog, and I'm joined by Hunter. And we'll see you all next week for the second week of tournament highlights. So thank you for watching, and have a good Sunday. Yeah.